Hi, thank you very much for clicking on this video. I don't know exactly what made you click on this video. Maybe it's the thumbnail, my channel name, or maybe you are just in the right mood to learn English today. Anyway, today we're gonna learn a quite difficult grammar lesson. Have you heard of this? Parallelism? Let's talk about this today. For today's lesson, we're gonna use this small whiteboard here and a marker. Well, I prefer using these because I'm gonna be teaching a lesson which is quite technical. So what really is parallelism? It is when phrases in a sentence are in the same grammatical structure. When we say grammatical structure, or when we say phrases first, phrases are the group of words in a sentence. We have the noun phrase, verb phrase, adjective phrase, adverbial phrase. If you're a student, especially if you're a college student and your major is English, you might have encountered these terminologies already. So when we say the phrases are in the same grammatical structure, we mean to say, let's say we are stating a list. Let's have this for instance. I like reading, cooking, and to sing. I like reading, cooking, and to sing. There is something wrong in this sentence, right? What is that? Yes, it's the last phrase. I said I like reading, cooking. Reading and cooking are in the same grammatical structure. Why? They are both in ing form. Alright? They are both gerunds. Now look at the last phrase. It's to sing. Now that should be singing and not to sing. This one should be in gerund as well and not in infinitive form. Now let's talk about grammatical structure. How do we say that phrases in a sentence are in the same grammatical structure? When we say they are in the same grammatical structure, we mean to say, let's say one phrase in that list is in adjective phrase. Then the rest of the phrases should be in that phrase too, in adjective phrase too. As far as I know, parallel is also a word that we encounter in math, but I'm not pretty sure if the meaning of that in mathematics is related to this one, because in mathematics we say lines are parallel if they look like this, right? Like there are two lines and they do not intersect. In English, we say they are parallel because they are in the same form, they are in the same structure. Let's have this sentence for instance. I have here, I like reading books, watching movies, and to cook Filipino dishes. Let's take a look at these phrases here. Alright, there, I underlined the three phrases that we have to focus on. First is reading books. We got there, reading books. Focus on this one. It is in ing form, right? The next one, watching movies. This one is also in ing form. Now let's take a look at the last one. To cook Filipino dishes. We got there to cook. Do we have it in ing form? Now we know already that there is something wrong in this sentence. What should we do? We have to write this in ing form as well. So we will have there, I like reading books, watching movies, and cooking Filipino dishes. Now the question is, why do we have to make our phrases in our sentences parallel? First of all, it's to have the rhythm in our sentences, whether they're spoken or written. Second, people can understand easily what we say or what we write if the phrases are in parallel form. Especially if you're a student and you're writing academic writings, or you might be working and you have to write, reports, things like that, then you have to focus on this one. You have to make sure that your phrases in your sentences are parallel. Now I'm gonna give two more examples, then we'll have to move to the quiz. I'll give you 5 sentences and you have to find the errors in those sentences and try to correct them. Here's the next example. My younger brother is very talented. He paints, cooks, sings, and is dancing well. Let's focus on the second sentence. He paints, Now, that's a verb in present simple form, right? He paints, cooks. We got there another verb in present simple tense. Sings, another verb in present simple tense. And is dancing well. We have there is, the be verb, and then the verb, the main verb in ing form. And this is not in the same grammatical structure as the rest of the verbs in sentence. What should we do now? We have to change this last one and write it in present simple form as well. There you go. I also underlined the verbs that I was talking about earlier. Again, it's he paints. We added an S there because our subject here is he, so we need the S. He paints, cooks, sings, and dances. This well here is an adverb. I hope you got the first two. Now let's have the third example. This one's quite tricky, so you have to focus more on this. I prefer to read books rather than watching their film adaptations. Again, I prefer to read books rather than watching their film adaptations. What are the phrases that we have to focus on? Alright, so I underlined there the two phrases. I prefer, what do I prefer? This one, to read books rather than watching their film adaptations. That means I like this one better than this one. Alright, that's the meaning of I prefer rather than. Now let's take a look at these two phrases. Are they in the same grammatical structure? Look at this. We have there to plus the base form of the verb. Do we see them here? Well, we don't have to here, and our main verb here is an ing form. So that means we have to correct this. Now, there are two ways on correcting unparalleled phrases. It's either you change this one and have this in ing form, or change this one and have this in infinitive form. Well, in this case, I'd prefer changing this, okay? I'd make it, I prefer reading books rather than watching their film adaptations. Hang on. There you go. So we can see that our phrases now are in the same grammatical structure. This one has ing and also this one. Parallelism doesn't just apply when we have lists in our sentences, alright? Look at this. We have here conjunction rather than. In parallelism, we have to make sure that the phrases linked by conjunctions are in the same grammatical structure, just like our examples earlier. Now we're gonna have the exercises, so I'm gonna give you 5 sentences and you have to spot the error. Here's the first sentence. Let's read this. This morning, she was driving to the market, bought some materials, and started working on her project. So which phrases here should we focus on? First one, we have was driving to the market, bought some materials, then started working on her project. Now we have here 3 phrases, right? Let's take a look at this one. Was driving to the market. Let's focus on the verb was driving. We have there be verb in past tense, driving, the action verb with ing. Now this one is in past continuous tense, right? Now we have here the verb bought, which is in past simple. Started, which is also in past simple. If we're going to take a look at them, we have was driving, bought, started. We only have one verb which is different, right? So what do we have to do now? We have to change this one into past simple, the same as these 2 verbs. Now, one of the good things about parallelism is that it also helps us to spot the error, the grammatical mistake in the sentence. because this one was driving is not correct in the very first place. Why? Because we have here this morning. Let's say it's already afternoon and I am telling someone what she did in the morning. That morning is in the past, so automatically all the verbs should be in past simple tense and not in past continuous tense. We now have the sentence, this morning she drove to the market, bought some materials, and started working on her project. Perfect. I hope you got the first one correctly. Now let's have the second one. Her dreams are to buy her own house and traveling the world. Again, her dreams are, let's start here, to buy her own house and traveling the world. Now, parallelism doesn't necessarily apply to just list, all right? It's all right to just have two phrases in the sentence. It doesn't mean that we need to have three or more. Now let's underline the two phrases that should be parallel here. Where are those two phrases? To buy her own house. This is her first dream. The second one, traveling the world. All right, now let's take a look at their grammatical structures. Are they in the same grammatical structure? No, they are not. This one has to plus the base form of the verb, so this one is in infinitive form. The other one is in present participle form because it has ing. What should we do here? There are two options actually. First, we can change this one into an infinitive. So we can say her dreams are to buy her own house and to travel the world. The second option is her dreams are buying her own house and traveling the world. So it's either we change this or this one. Now let's have the third sentence. Here, we are looking for someone who is smart, hardworking, and thinking outside the box. Again, we are looking for someone who is smart, hardworking, and thinking outside the box. What are the phrases that should be parallel here? Let's underline them first. Do you see them? Help me out here, all right? First one, we're looking for someone who is, we got smart, hardworking, and thinking outside the box. Okay, look at this, smart. This one is what part of speech? It's adjective. Hardworking, which is also an adjective. Thinking outside the box. Well, this one could be an adjective phrase, but we can actually simplify this one and just have one word for this. Yeah? What is that? We can just say we're looking for someone who is smart, hardworking, and creative. Right? Now that sounds better. Now let's have sentence number 4. Today, we are preparing some food, meeting our longtime friends, and we'll go on a picnic. Can you find the phrases here that should be parallel? All right, you have to help me out. Let's underline them. First, today we are preparing some food. That's one phrase. Next, meeting our longtime friends. Last one, we'll go on a picnic together. I hope we could really go on a picnic today. Today we are preparing some food, meeting our longtime friends, and we'll go on a picnic together. Something doesn't sound right here. Which one is that? Look at this. We have here the one with ing. We have here ing as well. And for the last phrase, we have will plus the base form of the verb. What should we do now? Well, we can change this one into present participle. So it's today we are preparing some food, meeting our longtime friends, and going on a picnic together. We can also say today we will prepare some food, meet our longtime friends, and go on a picnic. So it would be the simple future tense versus the present continuous tense in talking about actions that will take place in the future. And if you're not yet sure, you don't know yet the difference between those two, go ahead, watch that video which I posted a few months ago. I leave the link here in the description. Now let's have the last sentence. I really want to know your score here. Share your scores in the comments, alright? Let's have this. Every day he drinks tea and is eating tuna sandwich. Well, I'm not pretty sure if that's possible, but anyway, let's find the phrases that should be parallel here. Have you seen them? It's the first one, drinks tea and is eating tuna sandwich. Listen to the pronunciation of this word. It's sandwich, silent D, and not sandwich. All right? He drinks tea. This one is in simple present. We have here S, as we have here is, be verb, and then ing. The ing form of the action word. Are they parallel? Are they in the same grammatical structure? No, they're not. So what should we do? Since we have here every day, that means which tense of the verb should we follow? It's this one. It should be he drinks tea and eats tuna sandwich. All right, again, every day he drinks tea and eats tuna sandwich. And we're done. I hope you learned something from this lesson. Again, parallelism when phrases in the sentence are in the same grammatical structure. I plan to have this as the first video for this one. If you need more information, if you need more practice, I'll probably post another video for this one, a follow-up video. And if you have topics, suggestions, don't hesitate to leave them in the comments or send them through email. I'll leave my email address there in the description. Thank you very much for supporting me and my channel. Again, I'll work hard to equal the amount of support that you're giving me. Share this with other learners. I'd really appreciate that. We currently have 1,120 subscribers. Thank you very much to all of you. I hope everyone is safe, healthy. As always, dream and make your dream happen. I'll see you on my next video. Bye!